All right, you just got your olive rose. You're gonna wanna give it a really good shake. If you got 2 shades, which if you didn't get shade 13 or a really dark shade, it's probably my favorite part. Like if I could only have one, either my main shade or my bronzing type shade, I would choose this one. So I'm gonna give it a shake. The biggest thing I've been doing is using too much on accident. So same with most makeup, less is more. So I'm gonna go with like 1 good size drop. So you see how much on my brush. You can also choose to do that with your finger because you know the brush or sponge could absorb excess product. So sometimes I'll put it on my finger first. And then I'm going to put that. So if I'm starting with the darker color, if you got the darker color, which like I said, I recommend, I would start that here. If not, you can just do your main shade all over and then use a different product in this area, a different bronzer, whether that's St. Bella bronzer, which I love and everybody loves. And if I do say so myself, I think this is better than Bella bronzer. I'm going to give it 1. I didn't even like drop it. I just kind of touched the dropper to my brush because I'm going to give it a little bit more, but we always start with a little. So that same area around my forehead, and then I can just feel my cheekbones. I'm going on my cheekbones because I'm not using this to contour, so I don't need it under my cheekbones. I'm using it to bronze and just give me, like, even out my skin tone a little bit. So I'm using a brush, a pretty dense brush. This is the Saint 3D brush. I've also used the Saint B Squared or blush bronzer brush. It works well. I've used the Saint blend brush. I mean, I've done several brushes and they've all been fine. The more dense the brush, the more full your coverage. Okay, so next we're gonna go with our main shade. Again, wanna make sure you've shaken it. And I'll show you a different way. If you wanna drop it directly on your face, you can. That's a little bit of a risk because it could, I've dropped it on my shirt before. But this one gives a little bit more. I need a little bit more. And then sometimes I take the dropper. Now, not if you're going to share makeup, but if this is just going to be for you. Is it the most sanitary? No, just telling you. But do I do it? Also, yes. So I'm going to throw that on my face. And it is as easy as that. Now, you can build your current makeup on top of this. And just let this be your skincare. Because honestly, this is more skincare than makeup. It's hyaluronic acid, it's hydroxytyrosol, it's waterless, so it's not going to oxidize on your face. If you're someone that tends to, you put on makeup and the shade kind of changes after a couple hours because of that water, the oxidization on your face. So because we don't have water in this, that's not going to happen. So it's just a very potent skincare. It makes my skin very soft. I haven't put it in this area. I do prefer a little bit fluffier brush right there, but I'm going to use 1 more drop, so I'm just going a little drop at a time for the area around my nose and under eye that needs some decent coverage. Right here, my T-zone. And then I'll just swipe it over my eyelids because I want them to have some of that anti-inflammatory look or goodness because my eyes tend to swell. My eyelids tend to swell when I'm sleeping and my fingers, I don't know what's wrong with me circulation-wise. Okay, and then like I said, I sometimes like a fluffier brush in this area, but you're totally fine just to use this dense one. I'm just doing it. I didn't add more product right there because I don't want too much product under eye. So at this point, you just build your current makeup over top of that. And so I could throw on some blush right here. And I think I got more on this side, right? Brush right there. And then if you wanted to put a little bit more concealer, sometimes I take my contour and add it over top. So all of this can just go right under your current makeup, or it can be instead of your current makeup. So I just wanted like some skin tone even out. I could just throw that on. And again, if I've got that shade 13, I don't even need blush if I can just use that as bronzer. I think 13 is probably gonna work for most people, most white women. And then 13 is gonna work no matter your skin tone now. I can throw my illuminator. You can, I mean, I personally would not top this with powder because kind of the beauty of this is the glow. When you see it, it's just luminous, it's radiant, it's youthful. It seems like a sin to top that with powder, but if you just insist, then go ahead. Now, I have sometimes used a lighter shade, so I've used shade 7 all over. I've used shade 3 or 4 under my eye, but I can use a different makeup, so you can use whatever concealer you're used to if you want a little more coverage in just a certain area. Now, certain brands of makeup will show, if like it would be awkward, you can see the texture, so you can see, hey, they've just got makeup in one area. So I prefer Saint cream makeup because it's skin-like enough that it's not going to look like, hey, why does she just have makeup right there? So there we go. So I can do that for a little extra brightening if I would like. I just want some more coverage because, like I said, the Olive Rose is a very, it's a skin tint, right? It's more skincare than makeup. What you'll notice with time after using Olive Rose is that you need less and less makeup over top of it, because your skin is going to be improving. You're going to have all those antioxidants fighting the free radicals, repairing the damaged cells. You've got living skincare on your face all day long, fighting inflammation, which a lot of times our acne, our breakouts, those have to do with that. So your skin is going to continue improving. So even better, because then you can use even less product.